A chance to assess just how serious these two teams are in their challenge for the championship. Chelsea second in the table, Arsenal third. It's a long time since this particular London derby saw these two teams so highly placed in the Premiership. Dan Petrescu with the throw, back off the chest of Vialli. Bit of a thump upfield to try and find his colleague Mark Hughes. The striking pair for Chelsea tonight. For once, the pass from the Frenchman wasn't well directed. And here's Ray Parlour. That might fall nicely for Vialli. He's just inside the challenge of Keown. And the referee Keith Burge saw no offence in the challenge. And meanwhile, here come Arsenal. Here's Hartson. Sliced off the outside of the left boot. Trying to go around Lee Dixon. Oh, and he's got the better of him very well, Myers. In with the outside of his foot. Dennis Wise. This is good pressure from Chelsea. Inside the first 5 minutes. Burley. Hughes. Sensed Wise coming in support. It's a penalty. He had a good long look at it, Keith Burge. Wise went down. Steve Bold with the challenge. Arsenal hearts were in their mouths. It's a foot or two inside the penalty area. Bold was quickly back on his feet. But he turned to see Keith Burge pointing at the penalty spot. And what a great early chance this is for Chelsea. The ball placed on the spot by Frank Leboeuf. And John Lukic in goal for Arsenal, with David Seaman injured after the England trip, is beaten in the first 5 minutes. Chelsea, who've yet to concede a goal in 3 Premiership outings before Karim claimed it. Steve Clarke. Here's Andy Myers. Now Bergkamp, but he's just got Hartson ahead of him. That's well done, but the flag's up. It won't count. Well, it didn't matter anyway, because he didn't succeed in putting it in the net, John Hartson. Merson, who spotted him, but the offside flag was up straight away. Well down by Hartson. That's neat by Chelsea again. Vialli. Vialli. There's a player on the overlap on this right side. It's Petrescu. Out off the head of Steve Bold. Wise fancies his chance. And Lukic just... Here's Bergkamp. There were 3 Chelsea players to mark him. Appeal for a free kick, which he didn't get. Andy Myers. Dennis Wise. Again, Chelsea showing that crispness. Petrescu. Here's Di Matteo. Arsenal able to smother it, and that's a good ball to John Hartson. The threat would have been greater if he'd carried it in his stride. He didn't. Here's Parlour. He went down under the challenge of Andy Myers. No penalty. Steve Morrow. Paul Merson. Here's Bergkamp, no offside. Has he waited too long? It flashed across the face of Chelsea's goal. And from Arsenal, body back to defend. And that's aimed at Merson. Out by Mark Hughes. Here's Vialli. This is Parlour. Vialli took it off him. Leboeuf. Oh, well done, Craig Burley. Winterburn rather dived in. Here's Vialli. Force wide. Oh, it's in! Lukic has made a hash of it. Vialli squeezed it in between keeper and post. But surely John Lukic in today because David Seaman has got a hamstring injury. Surely he should have had it. It hit the arms of the keeper. He didn't keep hold of it. He didn't force it behind for the corner. Somehow it squeezed its way past him. He's got 3 to look for if he's got a good cross. That same for Mark Hughes, who won it. Here's Vialli. Blocked by Lee Dixon. But you have to be impressed with the way Chelsea are playing. Here's Di Matteo for Chelsea. Vialli again not quite timing the run. Maybe if the pass had been released a second or so earlier, he would have avoided offside. Hartson's flick on, teed up nicely for Merson to shoot. That goal for Arsenal coming just when they needed it. Paul Merson's first of the season in added on time at the end of the first half. A lovely little flick on by Bergkamp to keep the ball flowing across the penalty area. And Merson shoots unerringly into the bottom corner of the net. Well, Arsenal start the second half in a happier frame of mind than it might have been. It could have been 3-0 down against vibrant Chelsea. First challenge and a point to a goal kick. Chelsea have kept it. Petrescu. Hughes with a little back heel. Petrescu. It's a corner. And Luke short to Craig Burley. Here's Burley. Hughes with the header. Vialli. Well, it was well wide of the target in the end, but it was another. Myers had his head down low. Here's Dixon. Here's Merson. Here's Parler. Here's Bergkamp. What a miss. Arsenal looked to have done everything that they needed to do to unlock Chelsea's defence. Ray Parler. David Platt. That's a good ball. Bergkamp put up his hand. Well, Martin Keown well forward once again as Arsenal prepare to take this corner. This time it's short. Merson. Keown! It's 2-2. And didn't Arsenal work the corner very cleverly? Merson short to Platt. Then whipped into the back post, where the captain, Martin Keown, was waiting. Well directed. Hartson was there to help it over the line, but I think it was in anyway. Certainly Keown thinks it was. It's 2-2. Stroke of half-time, now 2-2. And just listen to the crowd here at Highbury. Bergkamp's had a look, Winterburn's had a look, Merson's had a look. And it may well be, well, it's Bergkamp. Oh, so close. In fact, Arsenal are suggesting that Karine touched it, but they don't get the corner. Well, either Karine or maybe somebody in the defensive wall, but it's a goal kick. It's Petrescu. Safely fielded by Lukic. Ian Wright now on, stealing behind the last defender. Wright! Yes! Wright on the floor in need of treatment, but Arsenal are ahead 3-2, just on as a substitute. And the man who's been the top scorer for Arsenal every season since he arrived in 1991 from Crystal Palace has delivered again. Despite the knock that he got in receiving it, look how he got the better of the defender, and brave enough to score the goal when Karim was bearing down on him. He's waited impatiently on the substitutes bench. But when he was asked to come on and deliver, Ian Wright has done so. The second time that he's scored for Arsenal this season, having come on as a substitute, and having been 2-0 down, Arsenal now lead 3-2. What a turnaround. Erland Johnsen has come forward as Chelsea prepare. Well, it's actually a free kick. Wise takes it. In by Hughes, to the wrong side, and goal kick. We're deep into added-on time. Dixon just hoiks it upfield, but he's found Ian Wright. Here's Bergkamp coming from deep to Wright. Chelsea still in with a chance of salvaging something. Here's Andy Myers. Spencer. Here's Wise, Dennis Wise, yes! What a super strike by Dennis Wise! It's 3-3. One of the most memorable London derbies between Arsenal and Chelsea for years. The teams sitting second and third in the Premiership have carved out a marvellous match at Highbury. Chelsea ahead 2-0. Arsenal fight back to lead 3-2, and deep in added-on time, Dennis Wise gets the equaliser. It was a lovely bit of control by the England player, and a super positive, dynamic finish. It's 3-3, and surely it's all over now. Dennis Wise with his first goal of the season. Maybe Ian Wright has still got something to say in the match. No. The Dennis Wise goal is the final significant act of a super match. Chelsea ahead with a penalty by Leboeuf after 5 minutes. Vialli squeezing in their second on half an hour. But Arsenal began the fight back with Paul Merson's goal in added-on time at the end of the first half. Martin Keown, the Arsenal captain, made it 2-2. Ian Wright on as a substitute to make it 3-2 Arsenal. And then, with virtually the last attack of the match, Dennis Wise making it 3-3. And how nice to see that the players can enjoy the celebration as much as that after a match at times a little bit over-spirited. Chelsea with 4 booked, Arsenal with 3, but the points are shared.